So I had a camper come in, a hip camper yesterday that booked it kind of last minute and just showed up, needed a place to camp out while he was passing through. And I got a message this morning saying that he left me a present or a gift in my mailbox on his way out. And I opened the mailbox and then I found this guy. And at first I wasn't really sure what it was, but then he also left me a note. So I don't get a lot of like physical gifts and stuff from guests that come through. This is definitely special. It was a younger fellow. He's from Vermont, and I have family that's up in Vermont, and I have a lot of great memories visiting up there. It's beautiful, and he just happened to be within like 30 minutes of where I used to go up there in Vermont. This note says, "Thanks for sharing a spot on your land and your story of how you got here. I hope you enjoy this jar of maple syrup that I harvested and boiled down this past season in Vermont. I wish you the best of luck with this project as it grows. I hope to pass through again. Henry." Ah, dude, that's so amazing. I'm so grateful for that. It brings back such good memories. Oh man, actually, we took a sleigh and horse ride through the snow and through the mountains in Vermont, and they had maple syrup boiling down there. It's like that brings back that memory, like a bunch of different memories. Um, but Henry was really cool. He had a drone, super smart young guy it seems like, and he flew his drone all over the property and got some amazing videos and pictures, I'd imagine. So I'm hopefully going to get a hold of those soon, which I'm excited about. It's a rainy day. It's been a rainy few days actually, but this is the busiest weekend I've had yet. I've had midweek books, multiple. The weekend is booked out every site. I have a lot to do in the next 2 days. Um, it's a big festival in town happening. It's one of the big things that actually happens in town once a year, where there's actually people in the town. Other than that, it's pretty quiet. Um, yeah, with this maple syrup, this is intriguing. I actually bought taps to be able to tap the trees back here because I had stumbled upon it and it crossed my mind. And I have those taps. I just haven't done it and looked into how to do it. But maybe I'll give Henry a call and see if he can give me a little bit of insight because it'd be amazing to have a couple little taps back here going. I don't even know the least bit about it, like if it's a seasonal type thing or how you have to maintain it, and make sure you don't hurt the trees or whatnot. But I think that'd be fun. So maybe I have to pull those out and give Henry a call. Um, well, I think since I'm sitting here doing an update, it's been a while. Lots going on. I was traveling back and forth to the West Coast from the East Coast for 3 months, on and off. Spent a lot of time out there. Um, I enjoyed the time, but it's gonna be back at the property, getting things done and getting things back in gear, seeing guests coming and going. Right now, my current stays that I have are base camp, which is at a glamping site up the hill. It's under a 40-foot pole barn. It also has another little pole barn lean-to area. The little area is a full outdoor kitchen, bar seating, cooking fire pit with a grill top and chairs around it, and a bistro table, outdoor plumbing and stainless steel sink and countertop, and cool pots and pans and everything you need. Um, it's two big trucks coming on the back road. Uh, but yeah, it has everything you need to be able to cook and enjoy the kitchen. You just bring, even has a cooler and stuff, so people just bring some ice and food, and then they're good to go. It's a camp stove and all that jazz. It's cool. And then under the big 40-foot pole barn up there, it's a lot of livable space, and it being out of the weather is great. That's one of the things people like book it for the most, is just to be out of the rain and weather, not have to worry about it. But under that 40-foot pole barn, it's a 12-foot diameter canvas bell tent. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous tent right in the center of it, and so it's kind of like the centerpiece up there. And that has a full size bed, regular bed linens that come with it. I always leave a towel. Generally, I'll leave toothpaste and soap and a toothbrush, that kind of thing. It has a outdoor shower, has a new compost toilet set up. That's their own personal setup there, and there's a new compost toilet down here for all these other sites. That's a shared compost toilet that I just finished a couple days ago. That's been wonderful. That's such a huge upgrade. I was using camp toilets, which are kind of like portable toilets where you sprinkle like the gelling powder when you're done and like tie it and have to throw it out. But it worked for a while, but we definitely way outgrew that. So I've been slowly updating this compass toilet build with solar lights and different things, and it's been super nice. But yeah, so the base camp setup is amazing. It's tucked against the mountain. The spring comes out nearby. There's great little hiking trails back behind the building, and the view from the kitchen when you're cooking of the valley and the mountains is gorgeous. From there, you can go further back to the Camp Jamboree is the other uh, campsite I have. That's kind of like a group site, but it's a hike back there. It was a path that was cut into the mountain, where they chopped like the mountain down and like put a road through. It's barely drivable by a truck. We've gotten the truck back there. Um, yeah, we set up multiple tents, a big 12 by 20 foot or something like that, kind of roof area with picnic table, little grill, and that's starting to get booked. Had guests come in last night, got guests coming in there tomorrow night for a couple days. A family is booking it, and people like that. I feel like I made it clear that it's a hike in there. It's private. The big thing is people don't have to set up their tent; they can just roll in. I think people like that. It seems like. But the tents we have had to swap in and out and figure all that out. The ones we left out there too long over the last year, and didn't realize we really need to really buckle things up at the end of the season when it comes to like the campsites and tents and stuff. They're just not meant to be sitting out that long, not checked on and maintained. So that's the Camp Jamboree. That's further back. I guess I'm just gonna go on a ramble on the different sites I got and what's going on. Let's see. So the other area for campers is the front field. There's a creek that runs along the property, and then there's the back road. So between the back road and the creek, there's kind of a field, and that's where the general parking is, where people will come in and then walk across the bridge to kind of walk to the properties or walk to the different stays. But along the creek, there's a trail that goes back, and there's a clearing in the field, and the creek and the mountain's gorgeous. So you can kind of see the big rocks in the edge of the mountain, and you can walk right into the creek. It's kind of walk-in level. Most of the area other than that is a little bit of a climb, like kind of a slight hill down into the creek. There is one area where you can walk across where it's shallower that the guests sometimes use to come across to this side. But yeah, so that field site is really cool. There's a lot of opportunity in that field. It's a whole acre. It's kind of a longer, narrow acre. I did end up dropping a shipping container for storage and for a workshop space at the edge of the parking lot out front. That's been super handy. I got a lot of work to do to get that. I need to get it a little more leveled. Really need to get it all like sandblasted and painted and sealed up and organized and all that. So that'll be at the end of the season once guests aren't constantly coming and going and I don't have too much going on. I'll get into that. The other stays, the other really active one is the C-Max unit. So that's a mobile portable folding housing unit. It's was designed by Nico, a buddy of mine who designed it for humanitarian relief efforts. So this structure, it comes narrow like that, and then it folds down, and that makes the floor nice and solid. And then it has a material that pushes out, and then it creates enough space to house like 8 people or more in an emergency. It has self-leveling feet to get it off the ground and out of the mud. It's designed to fit efficiently into a shipping container to be shipped all over the world. So you can set up like housing for massive amount of people to get them out of the weather and comfortable very quickly. And so that unit was just so intriguing to me. So I worked with him to get one here and got that set up last year. Was the first time I had people booking it, and it's been interesting. It's just different. I enjoy it, and all these stays that I'm talking about, I have shorts of me building them, creating them, setting them up, maintaining them, tweaking them over time, lots of different stuff of all of them. And I think I have playlists going for every different kind of major project, and then also a playlist of just general overall stuff going on the property. And I've got like 700 shorts now that I've done. So yeah, there's a lot documented on this journey. It's pretty interesting, and I'm excited. It's cool the people that I've met along the way, having people coming and going and enjoying the property from all over the place. People come from all over. I've just been blown away. I think I'm fortunate because I'm like 10 minutes off of like a real main highway, which is the main run to really get north and south or whatnot. and so people find me through there. And then there's some events and new things happening in the area that are getting built out that bring people in, which has been good. So yeah, the C-Max is fancy. It's got it feels like you step into a little studio apartment or something. It's got a full size bed, kind of more boho vibes as opposed to base camp, which is real rustic. It feels cool. It feels like the base camp feels like a movie set, like you're stepping into Oregon Trail or Indiana Jones or something like that, or like the Lost Boys from Peter Pan or something. Very magical. Brings the kid out in you up there. I love it. Oh man, that was super fun to build out. So let's see. That's the C-Max. We now have, well, we have the Airstream and two more vintage campers. One of them's a little, I just call them the little red vintage camper, or little red, and that's like a 1967. And then I have another one that's just slightly bigger. That's a 1968, but that one looks so much cooler and more retro. But that needs a lot of work. That one's that's a future project parked. But the little red should be up and running soon, and this Airstream should be up and running soon. They're just going to be simple initially, just to get things going. This one is gutted. It's a wide open floor plan. We're finishing patching the floors and walls and insulating it, and then we'll decorate it, put some flooring in, paint a little bit, maybe a little whitewash and freshen it up. There needs to be a little bit of work done on like the windows and doors and things, a little mechanical stuff, but I really love this thing. I'm stoked. This awning is shot. There's so many holes in it. It's starting to rip on this corner. I don't know. I imagine in the next year or two this will be ripped off, and then I'll just build a permanent extra roof out. I like doing that stuff. I like the woodworking and the carpentry stuff. So I'll probably get into that. But speaking of that, the little red camper. So once you cross the bridge and you follow the creek on this side, there's the Airstream, a kind of a camp space. It's kind of, that's been more of like a community picnic table and open area for any guest to kind of use, near the outdoor kitchen and shower here. And then it goes the little red camper, and then the C-Max unit, the folding housing unit. And so the little red camper, I'm also going to build a roof over. I was considering maybe putting a deck over it too, just to be different. So I'm thinking about that. I bought enough wood, I believe, to do the start on the deck if I want to go that route. So that might be fun. We'll see. Or I might just put a simple roof over it, call it a day. I don't know. What else? We do have a nice like 16-foot canvas bell tent that's like a forest green. That's a new tent that I might put in this little clearing that's next to the Airstream. We did that last year and it did really well. And it's got a whole setup inside for glamping. A really nice like queen size bed, two really nice kind of hammock canvas type chairs, some kind of like cool log looking style pillows and different stuff. It feels nice. So maybe I'll get that set up in the next week or two. What else do we have going on? Got a new tractor. That's exciting. Oh my goodness. I was dragging things around with a wagon by hand. Last year for a little while, my neighbors let me use their big four-wheeler and I could hook a decent trailer to that and was getting a lot done with that. That was super helpful. But I finally got a riding lawnmower and a lawn cart, and that's been great. It's such an upgrade. I have a little tiny four-wheeler that my sister and buddy are letting me borrow for a while, and that's getting work done, and hopefully I'll have that as well. The riding lawnmower doesn't do as good trying to get back to the Camp Jamboree, that road that's like cut out in the mountain. It's not meant to ride back there, but I've had to take it back there a couple times. So I'm thinking that little four-wheeler with the little lawn cart strapped to it should do the trick, but we'll see. I did not plan to be sitting here talking about all this stuff, but I was getting out of the weather because it was raining on me, and try to get a game plan for what's going on because I've got a lot going on. I just had guests booked the Jamboree. They're coming in tomorrow. I gotta get one more tent set up there and check on things from the previous guests. And then I have like 8 people coming to the base camp and a little family coming to the C-Max tomorrow. So today I really gotta kind of look things over and feel good about everything again. spruce things up. Um, but yeah, what else? I guess that's it for now. I'll do a more thoughtful think about stuff I want to talk about the journey and where I'm at, because there's a lot going on. I feel like there's a big kind of shift happening. This is a really huge point, I feel like, with the property. I come in here with nothing, being off grid in the dark here. I mean, it was dark in this valley, and having no power, no water, nothing. I had a tent and a sleeping bag, and I camped out here off grid, got hiked up the hill to get my water from the spring every day, and started building. And then now I've got so much going on, and I have so many amazing people coming and going through the area. It's fun. I'm super grateful. It's a lot of work. Um, there's so much more amazing things I have in store and dreams I have for this place, and I'm very happy with these humble beginnings for sure. And we're definitely getting into another major kind of milestone or kind of place position that the property is in, where I feel like things are a little bit settled, a little more consistent. So yeah, the big goal is if I can get this Airstream and the little red camper up and get the roof over the little red camper, that'd be so cool. So I'd love to be able to get those kind of buzzing, and then eventually I want to build the Airstream and the little red vintage camper to have their own outdoor shower and kitchen and bath and like compost toilet setup that are just their own. Right now it's just a community kitchen and a community like compost toilet. Yeah, just because that's where I'm at with it, and so that's a shared space over there, which will be fine for a little bit. But the big dream is going to be eventually for each of these units to kind of have their own amenities. I think that would be nice. Okay, I gotta get to work. I'll think more about stuff, and I'll chat more with y'all later. All right, see y'all.